But we begin tonight with the controversy over medical marijuana and the recent revelation that seniors are the fastest growing group taking up pot. A warning, this report does contain drug references. Here's Mike Amor.
I don't believe in drugs, but then I've also never been someone who suffered from pain. Marijuana kept me alive.
In Australia, you could be arrested for what you're doing right now.
Oh, come and get me. That bullshit.
Across America,
this one is quite prolific.
In their golden years,
Call myself a pot-smoking grandma.
Grandmas and grandpas are on the gunja.
I've got to ask you.
Yes.
Is this good shit?
Yes, good shit.
But this is not a story about old people getting high. It's a story about how getting high is helping deal with the problems of age.
Seniors are the fastest age group as far as increasing marijuana use.
Laguna Woods, south of Los Angeles, with 18,000 residents, is one of the largest retirement towns in America.
It's huge. It has its own bus service, 7 community centres, a mall, and even a hospital next door. But what makes this different, very different, as you walk around here, you can smell marijuana. A lot of people are smoking pot.
Welcome to Village Cannabis.
It could be a CWA meeting.
I'm gonna try a little bit of everything.
They've all come with an appetite, but they're not here to swap recipes or play bingo. Because these seniors are also stoners. Once considered the drug of choice for a younger generation, the new face of pot smoking in America looks like this.
I'm all in favor of the marijuana.
In California and 16 other US states, it's legal to smoke cannabis if a doctor recommends it. And they do, for everything from cancer to nausea.
I started taking marijuana because I could not sleep, days without sleep.
I use cannabis for chronic back pain.
Take me back to the time that you first used marijuana.
It was a long time ago. I think I was maybe 15 or 16. We bought some joints for 50 cents, and we smoked them at my friend's house in the closet. There's 3 of us, and we just came out of that closet tumbling and laughing hysterically. And man, it was a lot of fun.
It was only when Lonnie's mother became terminally ill that he realised marijuana could be much more than a cheap high.
She was in pain all the time, and finally she just decided she didn't want to live anymore, and she quit eating. We really thought if we could get her to smoke some marijuana, that it would help her, both make her hungry and maybe help with the pain. And we got her to smoke it a couple times. Relaxed her, you know, she ate really good, but she wouldn't do it again because it was illegal. She'd rather die than break the law, and she just wasted away.
How hard was that to watch your mum die like that, knowing that perhaps help was there?
It was very difficult.
Good guys. Good Gigi, good Teddy.
And you were determined to make sure that what happened to your mum wasn't going to happen to others?
Absolutely.
This is a really warm summer day.
So, 3 years ago, Lonnie began helping seniors treat their pain with cannabis.
We had one member who had planned on killing herself until she got relief that cannabis provided for her. So it saves lives.
I carry this in the car or in my purse.
76-year-old Margot Bauer is a retired nurse with multiple sclerosis. She first tried marijuana 2 years ago to overcome severe nausea, a symptom of MS.
One night, in the middle of the night, I woke up vomiting and I couldn't stop.
Later, a carer at Laguna Village offered a solution.
We went down to her old beat-up car. She opened the door, brought out a pipe and some marijuana. She said, "You've got to try this tonight. When that wave of nausea hits you, will you do this?" And I said, "I'll try anything."
has marijuana made the suffering easier?
Oh, that gone away. My physical suffering.
This is very important to my well-being. It is God sent to me.
Joe Swartz is a World War II veteran. In 1948, Joe had surgery to remove 3/4 of his stomach, and for more than 5 decades, he suffered from nausea and pain until his son convinced him to try weed.
I found that if I take a smoke of cannabis, it takes 10 seconds for that nauseous feeling that I have for eating.
Just 10 seconds, it's gone.
Within 10 seconds, it's gone.
Around the corner from Joe lives 81-year-old Sally.
This is the secret garden, and have a look at that. Wow.
So this is like my pride right here.
It was arthritic pain in her hands that led Sally to the herb 5 years ago.
Here's another one all by itself. That's very good.
For Sally, the proof is in her fingers. An accomplished cellist, she's now playing again after marijuana relieved her arthritis.
But everything is funny when you're smoking.
Actually, Sally doesn't smoke. Instead, she uses a vaporizer, which creates cannabis steam.
And because I'm going to bed at night when I do this, I do the whole balloon.
Feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest though, do you take it for fun sometimes?
If I have some company, yes, I might take it for fun, just the same way as I might take a martini. I'd rather have this than martini. Martini costs me $25 a bottle. This cost me nothing.
Many old-timers are also first-timers when it comes to taking dope, and that can create its own unique problems.
Me and another member was at this lady's house, and she was getting ready to use it, and the phone rang. She went to the phone, and she was on it for a few seconds, and she came back and said, "You've got to get out of here. It's my son. My son's coming. He doesn't know I'm doing this. And when he was a teenager, we gave him hell for it."
Across the country in Florida, the retirement capital of America, using marijuana is still illegal. But the times, they are a-changing.
Anytime you smoke cannabis for recreation, you're also medicating.
Leading the charge to legalise is Robert Platshorn, who's rallying reefer-smoking retirees across Florida.
We were the people who really invented marijuana for white folks.
But Bob, marijuana has cost you a lot, hasn't it?
It's cost me 30 years of my life. I'm the man who spent more time in prison for marijuana than anybody in the history of America, just about 30 years.
Back in the 70s, Bob and his crew ran one of America's most notorious smuggling syndicates.
Well, I was flying overhead. Randy was running the boat.
They were called the Black Tuna Gang, running marijuana out of Colombia into Florida until they got caught.
My sentence was 64 years. There's no way to describe that. There's no way to explain what that does to you.
4 years ago, Bob was paroled.
Here's what I don't understand. You lost so much because of marijuana, but here you are, still involved in the push to legalise it. Why?
I looked around and I saw there was no spokesman that the public knew who was advocating and teaching the benefits of marijuana. The only people out there talking were the government, and nobody was actually telling people the truth.
But one man's version of the truth is another man's lie.
What have you seen since medical marijuana was legalised?
Well, what we're seeing in the treatment world is that the addiction rates of medical marijuana have gone way up as a result.
Evan Miller is the clinical director of a drug addiction clinic. He's not convinced that medical marijuana is all it's cracked up to be.
Well, I'd say the number one thing is that it's not the marijuana of the 1960s and 70s. It's much more potent, causes an array of impairment, cognitive, mental, emotional, things like hallucinations, memory impairments, can affect your judgment, driving, obviously. These are all things you want to be very, very clear on before using it for any kind of medicinal purpose.
Well, people do say it's addictive. Are you addicted to marijuana?
No, I'm not. But my brother was addicted to alcohol.
Is it addictive?
No, it is not addictive. I'm not using any more than I used, 50 years ago.
But you're still using it. You've been using it for 50 years. Are you addicted?
No, I've quit many times. I mean, for one reason or another, not smoke for a month or 2 months.
What's marijuana meant to your life?
It meant to me a lifesaver, really.
That's significant.
A lifesaver.
Do you think you would have lived this long without marijuana?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I'm glad I'm here.
And the two little guys in there, those are babies. And until they get a little bit older, we won't know what sex they are.
I'm so glad that I've had an 80-year-old teach me how to grow pot.
I'm so glad I could teach you young people something.
Mike Amor with the very green-thumbed Sally there. And for more information about that story, you can go to our website where there are links to helplines for people concerned about drugs.